Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a huge layout share that is necessitated by the fact that I was still making, and I made some things ahead of time while I was going through some treatment for some eye stuff, and I just didn't have as much time. I was kind of having to scrap in between eye treatments, and all the excuses in the world. I just let a stack pile up, and I think it's been 2 weeks now. So I have some layouts that I had done before that I couldn't reveal at the time, and I'm moving things around here. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through these quickly. Many of them do not have videos, so you have a lot of purple filling your screen right now. I'm going to go through the older layouts first. These are some of the newer ones. This is one that had a video. It was a Scrap Squad lift, and I'm actually going to have to mess with it a bit to get it into an album. So I'm not entirely happy with this. I love the look of the page, and I love all the purple. And these purple goodies, for the most part, were given to me by my friend Gwen Towell, who just sent me a gift a gift pack of all the most gorgeous purple things you've ever seen. These little purple butterflies, and these 2 flowers, and the shiny purple paper that I made that rosette with, and this purple pattern paper. I think there are a couple patterns underneath there. So that was just wonderful, and thank you again, Gwen. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this one. This was made, she sent me this paper, which is absolutely gorgeous, and she sent these white flowers, and I added these foiled galaxy flare by Dottie About Flare, and I absolutely love those. But this paper, this is another of a similar pattern, but it's in a different color palette, and I kind of thought it looked like coffee. And this is a picture of John at probably one of our last Starbucks dates before they, shut everything down for COVID. So again, thank you, Gwen. Put that there. Now, going away from purple, and for that one, I used this sketch by Lisa Sikorsky, and that was my today's load page. This was a Scrap Squad lift as well, and I did this. This was the original. I did that for Scrap Squad Sunday last Sunday, and I had fussy cut all of these flowers ahead of time, which made this a lot easier to do with bad eyes that weren't working. This is a digital page I did. Took me about 5 minutes to do it, and there's not much there, but I still love the fact that it kind of showcases that little sequence of photos of Ava. This one was one I did as an example for another Lisa Sikorsky sketch in her Scrap-A-Sketch group. This one, like the purple one that you saw, was about the Scrappy retreat that I attended in Texas. And this is the group where we're all kind of reasonably well behaved, and here we kind of cut loose with some craziness. And so I love those 2 photos. And these flare were specially made by Adam to give as swag to the attendees there. And another page I did about that retreat is this one. And it was for a load prompt about people who influenced you to do something. And the people at this retreat influenced me to actually drive to the retreat instead of turning around and going home after I had had a blowout and a 3-day, okay, this is not sticking, a 3-day delay in, well, it's sticking now, so it's gonna stay like that. So I'm doing several pages. I'm not trying to coordinate the pages. I'm trying to use, on each page, I try to use supplies that relate to the retreat. And these are some photos that other people took of the grounds at the retreat. And these are my secret sisters. That's Patricia Flores and JoJo Kelly. And it was wonderful. See, I had met JoJo before. It was great meeting Patricia. So we took pictures with all of our secret sisters. This one was one I did for Scrapbook Your Joy, and it used a sketch. Here was the sketch that this one used. It's just an amazing sketch. And it was the first page I did with this Simple Stories, Simply Vintage Lemon Twist. Say that fast 3 or 4 times. So I filtered the photo of John underwater with Allie and Barrett so that it would have the same color as this. If I used it, the original color, it would have been bluer and less green. This is more of a minty green. So I really kind of had to play around with that to get that color, but I'm very happy with it. Love all of the embellishments that came with that collection, and I really thank Scrapbook Your Joy for sending me that kit to play with. And this is another one made with that same collection, and I just used my own design there. I kind of freehand cut a heart and then did sort of a outlining on all of the, on some of the pieces, let's say. This one is a lift of, let's see, I think it's, oh, I don't have that one labeled. That's kind of bad. This is a load prompt, and I'm using the Family Fun collection from Simple Stories, and only I'm using it to document Barrett's broken arm, including an x-ray, and it was the load prompt caused me to use all of the X's that are in here. So I'm going to have to put this on a side so that I can get that numbered. This one is another one about the retreat, and it is a Scrap Squad lift. This was the original right here. It's 3 strips of fringe. I only used 2. And I did this one. This one also does not have a label on it. I did this one for my, for the series that I do with Scrappy Adam called Scrap Backwards, where, and all of these elements came from embellishments that I selected, and then I went backwards to get to the layout. I looked at the embellishments and I thought, okay, what photos do I have? Instead of looking at photos to say what supplies do I have. Okay, so that one has to be numbered. This was another one done by the Lemon Twist, Simply Vintage Lemon Twist. It is labeled. This one was done for one of Lisa's sketches that involved these giant triangles. And I used a couple of I used a bramble fox perspective here, and these little bramble fox rings, and those are I added to, and this flare I added to the embellishments that I got from Scrapbook Your Joy. This one is just a silly one about a Father's Day gift that I gave to John when we were living in our RV because we had sold our house, but I hadn't yet retired, so we couldn't move to our new house in Georgia. So we were staying at a KOA camp in our RV, and I gave him this gift. I don't remember what it is. I think that might be the birthday that I gave him the grilling supplies because we had been grilling. It heated up the RV too much for us to cook in the kitchen. It was hot. It was Houston. It was summertime. So anyway, here is a simple, this is also a Scrap Squad lift, and this was the original. I did this for Challenge Accepted, and instead of stitching these leaves, I just I doodled on them with a white pen. And here's one I did for Ronnie Sue Scrapper's 2000 subscriber celebration hop. I lifted one of her layouts and documented a car. I think that's the only photo I have of this car. And this car has lots of memories. The excitement when we bought it because it was going to transport 8 members of the family, and there were 8 at the time, I guess. And, well, I guess when we bought it, there were only 7. Ava hadn't been born yet, so. And this was last week's Mixed Media Frenzy. I don't have the original. It's not even folded around it. But I did it's a photo of John and me at an Astros game, one of the last ones before we retired and moved away. So it's one of the last Astros games we went to where it was our home team, and we had season tickets out in the center field. Okay, and then here's some newer ones. This is this week's Mixed Media Frenzy, and this was the original. I have since added, since I made the video, I added these flip-flops because I thought this was a good page to use them on. There is a video for this under my Mixed Media Frenzy logo on YouTube. This is a page done for Challenge Accepted. It's day 4 of the 12 Days of Autumn Scrap Lifts over at Scrap Squad. And I had just gotten, like minutes before I sat down to do this page, I had just gotten the These Days collection, and I ordered it from Scrapbook Your Joy, and I had ordered the floral ephemera, and she actually sent me the other ephemera, which included this typewriter, which was perfect for that day's load prompt. So that worked out really well. It was about cozy mysteries, and it focused on Murder, She Wrote, and it's the opening scene in Murder, She Wrote had the typewriter, and then I typed up in a typeface, I printed up this word cozy, and all of the Cocoa Vanilla word strips are in typewriter font. So I thought that was kind of cool. Love this page. Love that collection. And I know it's different from anything else I do. This one was a load prompt. There's no video for this. This colorful thing here is a close-up of a canvas that has 70 handprints done in neon paints that were given to me by the family for my 70th birthday. And so I kind of went through and found it was based on, the prompt was based on Banksy, who's a street artist. And one of his techniques is to have someone opening a curtain and then there's all this chaos in the background. So I have it like this where the page is kind of peeling over, and it was about pseudonyms, and my pseudonym is Ma. I go by Ma. My name is Kathy, but I go by Ma. And so I just have various pictures from my life. That's me with Katie, that's me with James, me with John, that's me at about 18 months old. This is the most recent picture of me that's on here, I think. And this was in London on a pub crawl with Katie. This was on a carousel at a playground that I'd taken Ava to, and she wanted to take a picture of me. And it's me with Katie at a 4th of July barbecue in Louisiana. That's at Multnomah Falls. This is in Ixtapa. That was at my 20th birthday party. This was, I want to say, around the time I turned 50-ish. Just, you know, fun. That's me with Barrett. I think I've got that's me with Allie. I think I'm here with just about everybody. That was one of the last photo, I guess, that was taken of me and John together. That was on my birthday last year, December 12th. So anyway, so a lot of memories in there. And the giant flare has a word strip that says "When in doubt," and the title is "Call Me Ma." So, and this is a page I made live on the Scrap Backwards Facebook page. It was where I was essentially killing my kit that I had made up for the month of October. So this was my last October kit page, and I am getting ready to premiere my November kit page on Monday. So I'll be working on that tomorrow, I think. And right here are some, I'm going to do a more extensive. These are all pages I did with the main scrapbooking kit from My Creative Scrapbook. And they're a kit club that has been around for 15 years, and they have a nice selection of, there's the main kit, and there are creative kits and other kits depending on what your favorite crafting model is. But what they sent me to scrapbook with was the main kit, which was based on Peaceful Heart by Jen Hadfield, and it also had some alpha stamps. And so I'm just going to quickly run through the pages I did there. Most of them have been around on their Instagram page. So all of this one was pretty much done with scraps from some of the earlier ones. These triangles were kind of left from when I cut the wood grain for this page. Okay, and there a lot of these came, there was a cut apart page, and if I liked the saying, I used it, or the image, I used it. If not, I turned it upside down and used the pink side. And here's one I actually used these kind of Thanksgiving-ish supplies that I'm gonna kind of characterize them to do a Halloween page. And then here's a kind of go see do page. I used the alpha stamps for that, and for the world map, I used a stencil that I got at the retreat from Sandy, otherwise known as State Goddess, who owns Scrapping Reflections, and they hosted the tour. And this one was done as a page without a photo, done for Challenge Accepted, the series I do with Shannon Allor, and it was day 2 of the 12 days of autumn scrap lifts. So I think that's 9 pages I made with that collection. And what I have left, these actually came from a different kit, but they're from the same collection, so I kind of rolled them in and used a couple of them. I have these foam bits, these bits of paper, some more foam bits, and these stamps, and that's it. That's all I have left. So these things are going to get rolled into my stash, and I'm probably going to do a proper review for my creative scrapbook about kind of what all I did there, but I kind of wanted to review them with you now. So I think that's it. I have a couple other pages that I've done that don't get released until tomorrow. So I will have a much smaller layout share next time, I promise. I'm not going to let it go for that long. And hopefully these things have been on frame. I realize, and when I just looked at it, that I don't have the things in the same place, because I have the table filled with things for other projects. So hopefully you saw those. In any case, you can check my Instagram, which is Scrappy Kathy with a Y, an extra Y at the end, Scrappy Kathy Y. And I have all of these on Instagram. And in some cases they're close-ups. And if you want to see process videos, many of them are on YouTube, my YouTube channel, which is Scrappy Space Kathy. So and you know that because you're watching this, but I have to say that sometimes in other venues. Thanks for watching, and I apologize for the flakiness of this. Bye.